Welcome to MWEB's Entrepreneur Zone. Today I've got Marc from TaxTim with me. Welcome, Marc.
Morning, Paul.
Tell us a little bit about TaxTim.
TaxTim is a digital online tax assistant that asks you simple and easy questions, takes away all the tax jargon, and completes your tax return for you and guides you on how to file your year-end tax return.
We all find tax a bit of a nightmare. How did you get into this business?
I'm a chartered accountant, tax specialist, so it's sort of my passion. And my business partner and I developed TaxTim together to solve the problem of tax. As you say, no one really likes it. So.
And the growth has been quite exceptional.
Yeah, we've been around for 2 years now. This is our second tax season, and we've seen a huge growth. Thousands of people using our service and all our tools, and scared taxpayers out there making use of everything that we have. So it's been fantastic. There's been a lot of response.
And it's a real internet business, this?
Yes, completely online. You just log on online. There's a MWEB site as well, but it's all. There's no paperwork, nothing. Everything can be done online, on your phone, on your tablet, whatever medium you want to use, but everything online.
It's a relatively simple idea, but a clever one. Tell us the inspiration behind it.
I was sitting doing Evan's taxes one day. He was struggling as to how what should be simple wasn't really that easy, and he said to me, "Can we not sort of take my brain, my tax brain, and put it in an internet solution and offer that solution to everyone else?" And that's where it started. And we went from there to Google Incubator and pushed TaxTim out, and here we are 2 years later. But essentially, from an idea, trying to solve a problem that everyone faces.
As an internet company, have you used the online space to market the business?
Social media, definitely. So obviously Facebook and Twitter, G+ to some extent as well. Also getting out there using Google Analytics, using organic search, AdWords, things like that. So definitely catering to people going online, looking for all sorts of solutions and tax questions, but making use of that organic search where people type in questions and we pop up. We make a lot of effort and do a lot of work in making sure TaxTim kind of pops up first on Google search. So anything you type in, we come up there. So we make the presence known that people can find us wherever they are, whatever they're searching for online.
I've got some friends that are involved in tax, and any dinner party that they go to, they get asked about how to save on tax. Has word of mouth been a big thing for you?
Yes, I've been quite surprised. Well, no, happily surprised that people have said to me that their friend who lives anywhere in the country that they're working, wherever they are, they've heard of us. And people tell people who've had great service from us have emailed to say that they've told their friends and their colleagues. So that has definitely got around. We obviously push our friends and everyone we speak to. I sometimes maybe leave a business card at a restaurant or something, just so people see the name TaxTim. We built that brand and the Tim character.
And TaxTim caters for individuals, or
currently for individuals and for people running businesses that aren't registered as companies, so sole proprietorships. We are moving into the space of small businesses, so that will help a lot of people out there for SMMEs and those, especially in South Africa, who are turning less than 20 million rand a year. So that is the next space that we're jumping into very soon.
Marc, having been incubated with Google, you started as a real startup and kind of bootstrapped. Tell us some of your learnings from that.
You learn a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance, and even when there are downs and you think that this isn't the way to go because it's so hard and you're working 24 hours a day all the time, but you learn to focus and to channel the passion and the energy, to take the negatives and to build it into something positive because you've got an end goal and you started a business for a reason. And no matter what happens, whether it's bad, good, you're going to push towards that. So it's there's a lot of learning about yourself and a lot of growth involved.
You talk about growth. Tell us how you've managed that growth, because you've rapidly got 10,000 odd users.
Yeah, we've a few days ago we reached over 10,000 registered users. We've had almost 300,000 people come onto the site, unique visitors using our tools. The growth has just come, as I said earlier, from pure sort of organic searching, where people have found us just due to word of mouth or our publicity. And I think it's a great testimony to the work that we're doing and how we're helping people via the service that we offer.
And how do you internally manage that growth in terms of your systems and your processes?
We have a fantastic, so Evan is a brilliant designer and has built the whole system. Everything's done in-house, so everything is done technologically based. The database, everything is online, and it's basically covered by IT, and it just pushes out the database as it grows. And we've obviously made use of the best tools that we can, Amazon Cloud and hosting tools, to make sure that there are no problems with the database and that we can handle billion taxpayers if there were.
Which is an interesting change for you. You come from being a CA, yes, where you're selling your time,
yes,
which is limited, to now being able to sell a product to a huge market.
Exactly. I mean, I always get at the beginning of tax season or the end of provisional seasons, in February and in November, people saying to me, you must be really, really busy. And I said, yes, but not in the way you think. I'm not actually manually doing people's tax returns. The system handles it, so we do all the other work. But yes, exactly that. I can do thousands where before you can only do so many at a time. And that's been great. So we can sort of mass market it out there. So it's fantastic.
Your marketing and your character around TaxTim, how did you come up with that?
Tim is a name that we found. We see it as an intelligent sounding name. We Googled it actually, and it came up and said, this is a good name to use. The character we developed, and we've marketed that character. So our emails go off from Tim. Everything is Tim related. So we've built the brand around the character. And I think that's what people have enjoyed as well. It's the character that looks friendly, helpful, but at the same time serious. Same time can help you with taxes, which is something people don't want to take too lightly. So it's been important.
How do you deal with customer support in light of the fact that this is a big thing and it's about money? How do you, when someone has an issue with the system or they don't think that they're getting enough tax back, how do you deal with that?
There are a lot of ways that people can get onto the system and get a hold of us. Our email addresses are on site as well as we have a sort of a helpline email address and a help desk. So people can enter in a query if they have in any of those ways, and we get back to them. And where it becomes really important, and obviously, as you say, customer service is paramount, I reply personally and handle the matter however it needs to be handled. But we make sure that the customers know that they're getting superb service, because obviously without them we wouldn't have a business.
I mean, tax is a regulatory thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of legal boundaries in terms of moving into this market?
Yes and no. What we offer is the assistance to fill out a tax return. Personally, as a tax practitioner, I obviously am registered with the correct bodies and SARS and everyone. So from that side, legally, we're all right. And we have no problem assisting people to complete their returns. And just all the other acts that go with all the legislation, where we made sure everything is correct on the website, so we followed everything properly.
There's clearly a partnership here, a technical person and yourself as a tax specialist. Tell us more about that partnership, how you get that to work.
Evan and I have been friends for a few years now, and I think that helps a lot, because being friends with someone, you're able to work with them much easier. Also that we come from different backgrounds, so we don't clash with ideas. We both know what we're good at, what we specialize in, and that way we can also bounce ideas off each other and get fresh ideas without being too sort of stayed in the same like tax or an IT. So we can help each other that way as well. But there are no clashes, and we respect one another, and we listen to each other's opinions as well. And that's very important to find the best partnership.
Mark, you guys have been part of the incubation process and kind of that internet environment that's growing up in South Africa. Tell us about being a small online business in South Africa. What's the culture like?
Small business culture is very difficult in South Africa, just legally and all the red tape that you have to go through. But having said that, there is so much growth and so much possibility in South Africa and markets for everything, being an emerging economy, that if you have an idea and there's a need for it, you can make it work if you just push through it. But there's a lot of opportunity, and that's exciting for young entrepreneurs to be able to come up with an idea and to start their own business and to take it out there.
Are you seeing that particularly in the online space or just generally?
I think both. I think as South Africans move online, there's a huge market for that as we catch up with the rest of the world from an online space. But generally as well, just of the diversity of the population and where everyone is. But online is the way to go. In education, in services, everything. It's the quickest and easiest way to do things.
As an online business, social media must play a big role in what you do.
We find Facebook and Twitter quite useful. Recently we've had a nice Twitter sort of campaign by someone else who liked our service and was following on, and then someone from her followed on and carried on like that. So Twitter's quite useful. We send out regular tweets and interesting tax information, and Facebook as well, all our blogs, everything we post. So that's also very useful, is able to get the social media to work for us and to sort of reach out to those that we can't normally reach through normal advertising.
I know you're not the technical specialist, But technology must have
Yeah.
enabled this business. If you go back 10 years,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been possible. Tell us a bit more about how you've leveraged technology.
Definitely, if you look at even the way that government handles like taxes, it's recently only that they've moved online, so it's helped us as well. By being able to use technology, we can reach the 4.5 million, 5 million taxpayers, the 50 million South Africans, where you wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise. Even TV, with online, everyone's online, everyone has a phone and is able to reach it. So also it helps with collecting the database, sending out emails, just making communication with people much easier, and also just building the fact that it can be done in 10 minutes or less. And you couldn't do that without an online tool.
If we go back to looking at your origins, having started out seeing a problem and solving that problem, and then getting some investment through an incubator. The incubation process, what would you advise other small startups that are looking to become part of an incubator? What would your advice to them be?
To definitely set the correct boundaries, or make sure what the terms of the incubation are. Like, what are they getting out of it? And money is not the only thing. To also look for advice, mentorship, and the ability to find the resources, the human resources. Those are very important. Money gets you so far, but you're starting out a business, you need advice and you need assistance. So I think that's definitely the most important thing, to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting, and is it what you want and what you think you need to start the business.
You talk about mentorship. Do you still have relationships with your mentors?
In our pool of investors, we've got some of them are more actively involved, so we're able to contact them whenever we want, ask questions, meet with them, and get their advice. And they come from different industries, professionally and entrepreneurs, so they're always available to us, which is a great help.
In terms of having taken investors on board, that's quite a daunting experience.
Legally, there's a lot of legal work to do with all of that, and yes, just inviting someone else into your idea. And I think that's something which you kind of have to get your head around. But it's important to listen to other people as well, to get other advice, and it comes through taking them on as investors.
What advice would you give to people that are looking for investors?
Find someone, again, going back to, it's not just about the money. Find someone that you can work with and that can mentor you. Money is easier to find than real advice and helpful advice. So create the relationship.
The business has grown phenomenally over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You're a new business, but you're growing quickly. What's next for TaxTim?
Going into a different space, moving into the small business space, hopefully expansion into Africa very soon, where we can help not only South Africans, but take it out as well, where tax is a global grudge purchase. And hopefully we can solve that for millions more people around the continent, and expanding our educational work that we do as well. So just offering a series of tools, all tax related, to a huge group of people.
Marc, that brings us on to the rapid fire questions. What's the best advice you've ever received?
To make the correct partnerships, to find the right people.
And your best moment as an entrepreneur?
Knowing that our product is working, that people congratulating us and saying thank you for helping them in a problem that they hate.
And your biggest mistake?
Not always listen to advice which you think may not be the best thing for you, but it actually turned out to be the best thing.
What do you look for in people that you work with?
To have an instant connection with them, that I can relate to them directly without any hassle, without feeling uncomfortable at all, so that we can work honestly and openly.
What do you think an entrepreneur needs to succeed?
Drive, passion, and commitment.
What's the biggest inspiration to you as a small business owner?
Seeing that the majority of businesses that actually succeed and actually deliver what the initial owner wanted to deliver are the biggest businesses out there. They had to start somewhere, and that's a nice inspiration, seeing that it can grow to what you want your business to grow to.
What would you do differently?
Nothing. I don't believe in regrets, and I don't believe if you did something differently, you may not be where you are now. It could be worse. So nothing at all.
What makes South Africa a good place to be a small business owner?
There is huge possibility and growth, and we have the ability in South Africa to do anything. We have everything here, and we can really take anything and make it succeed. And so it's the perfect space to be an entrepreneur.
What keeps you awake at night?
A lot of things, tax questions, one of them. But running a business, it's a scary thing, and knowing that it's always that it's ongoing 24 hours a day, so that can keep you up late nights.
And what gets you going in the morning?
Usually all brand, but knowing that I am building something and I'm growing it, and I'm growing it for myself and for Evan as well, and it's ours. So we're building a legacy.
Marc, thank you very much.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you so much.
And thank you. We look forward to the coming weeks. We will bring you further South African entrepreneurs. I'm Paul Hobden. Thank you and goodbye.